All right, let's talk about data. Ever look at a page full of numbers and just feel lost? Like you're trying to crack some secret code? Well, today you're going to become a data detective. We're putting on our trench coats, grabbing our magnifying glasses, and learning how to solve the mystery hidden in the numbers. Yeah, that feeling right there, a sea of numbers. You're looking at a chart, a graph, maybe a big old spreadsheet, and your brain just goes blank. It's totally normal. But trust me, by the time we're done here, you're going to have the skills to cut right through that fog and find the actual story that the data is dying to tell you. So here's our game plan for this whole investigation. First, we'll cover the data detective's mission. Then, we'll gear up with an essential toolkit. After that, I'll walk you through a simple 4-step method for cracking any case. We'll also look at some common traps to avoid, the red herrings. And finally, we'll wrap up with some master detective tips to make you a total pro. Let's get started. Okay, first things first, the detective's mission. What are we even trying to do here? Before we jump into the clues, we've got to know what the point of the investigation is, right?
It's actually pretty straightforward. Our main job is to take all that raw evidence, the tables, the graphs, the charts, and use it to come up with a logical, scientific conclusion. The key word here is logical. We're not just reading off the numbers, we're using them to build a solid case. It's all about deduction, not just guessing.
All right, next up, your essential toolkit. Just like any good detective, you can't go into a case unprepared. So let's talk about the key concepts you absolutely need in your back pocket.
So at its core, most experimental data is really just showing you a relationship between different things. We call these variables. Think of it like this. If we change one thing, what happens to the other thing? Does it go up? Does it go down? Does it stay the same? Finding that connection, well, that's the whole mystery we're trying to solve. So that brings us to the big question. What even is a conclusion? It's not just a summary of the data. No way. A conclusion is your explanation of a pattern or relationship you found. It really has to answer two things. First, what happened? And second, why did it happen? And this is the important part, that why has to come only from the data in front of you.
Okay, listen up, because this is probably the most important thing you'll hear today. This is the golden rule for every data detective. Focus on what the numbers show, not on what you already know. Your brain is going to want to bring in outside information. You have to fight that urge. When you're looking at a chart, that chart is your entire universe. Nothing else exists. Got it? Go.
Okay, mission accepted. Toolkit acquired. Now for the fun part, the actual method. This is a super simple 4-step process that you can use to crack any data case, I promise.
It's this simple. Step 1 is just to observe. Take a look at the data. What's going on? Are there any obvious trends or changes? Step 2, you compare the groups. Find what's going up or what's going down. You're looking for movement. Step 3, you state the relationship. And be clear about it. Say something simple like, as this thing increases, that thing decreases. And step 4, the one everyone forgets but is absolutely crucial, avoid assumptions. This is where that golden rule comes back in. Stick only to the evidence provided. All right, you've got the method down, but even the best detectives can get led astray. So now we've got to talk about the common traps. Think of these as the red herrings of the data world, the things that can totally derail your investigation. Seriously, even the sharpest minds can fall for these if they're not careful. Being a good data detective is all about being disciplined. So let's break down the biggest mistakes people make so you can avoid them. Okay, trap number 1, just plain guessing. This is when you just go with your gut instead of actually using the data. Big mistake. Trap number 2 is a classic, confusing correlation with causation. You've probably heard this before. Just because two things happen at the same time doesn't mean one caused the other. Like ice cream sales and shark attacks both go up in the summer. Does eating ice cream cause shark attacks? No. And the third trap? Ignoring the details. You have to look at the units and the labels on the axes of a chart. They're critical clues. Okay, we're in the home stretch. You've got the mission, the tools, the method, and you know what traps to look out for. Now let's wrap up with a few master detective tips. These are your secret weapons. So grab your detective's notebook because you're going to want to write these down. These tips are simple, but they are incredibly powerful for making sure you stay on the right track. And here it is, the ultimate tip. If you ever see the phrase, according to the data, That's a giant flashing neon sign. It's a command. It means you have to put on your blinders and ignore everything else you think you know about the topic. Your entire world becomes only what is shown in that chart, nothing else. If you can master this one rule, you've basically made it as a data detective.
And that's it. That's the whole framework. You are now officially equipped to be a data detective. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go out there and find the story that's hiding in the numbers.
So, I'll leave you with this question. The next time you see a set of data, what story is it going to tell you? Don't be overwhelmed. See it as a puzzle, a new case just waiting to be solved. Go find the clues. Happy sleuthing.